Previously, Ji Young's place in the palace kitchen grew more dangerous as rival chefs and Consort Kang plotted against her. Now a new challenge awaits. The Dowager Queen and Ju announced a royal cook-off. The theme? Filial piety. The mandatory ingredients? Tofu and soybean paste. With such high stakes, the chefs scrambled for the best supplies. Maeng and Eom secured the finest, leaving Ji Young with nothing but crushed tofu and scraps of doenjang. Yet among the leftovers, her eyes caught something rare for the Joseon era: spinach. She took it, unaware that this small choice would change everything. At first, Ji Young planned to prepare a doenjang pasta, a dish inspired by her late father's cooking. But her resolve faltered. The ingredients were too poor, the risks too high. Then Eunuch Yoon intervened. He slipped her better doenjang and shared a story. The Dowager Queen's mother had made doenjang soup as her final meal before leaving home for palace life. Moved by this memory, Ji Young changed her plan. She would create a humble spinach and doenjang soup. But she needed one more ingredient: clams. Forbidden to leave the palace, she turned to Gilgaum. On her way back, Consort Kang's handmaiden Chuwal struck, trying to sabotage her. Still, Gilgaum pressed on, delivering the clams in time for Ji Young to finish her dish. The contest began. Chef Maeng presented dumplings with a doenjang dipping sauce. Chef Eom followed with a tofu-based yeonpotang. Finally, Ji Young stepped forward, offering a simple spinach doenjang clam soup. At first glance, it looked too humble for royal taste, but as the Dowager Queen took a spoonful, tears welled in her eyes. The flavor awakened memories of her mother. The court watched in silence as the queen wept. Ji Young explained that she added spinach for the Dowager's weak bones, cooking with both thought and care. The verdict was clear. Ji Young had won. But victory carried a cruel cost. The losers were to have their arms cut off. Guards drew their blades. Horrified, Ji Young fell to her knees, begging for mercy. How could they honor filial piety while embracing violence? The kitchen staff pleaded with her. Even the Dowager Queen urged clemency. At last, King Yi Heon relented. He spared the chefs, though he humiliated them by commanding they learn from Ji Young. Inside the Dowager Queen's chamber, quiet murmurs filled the air. The royal ladies discussed the aftermath of the cook-off, how Consort Kang had stormed out in anger, and how the king's temper had unexpectedly flared. Beneath their calm voices lay fear, for they sensed the king might be uncovering long-buried truths. As the conversation deepened, the dowager's composure never wavered. But behind her serene expression, memories stirred of the former queen and the scandal that had led to her downfall. The truth of her death remained a secret, one the king still did not know. In that moment, the dowager resolved to protect the past, no matter the cost. Even if time itself turned back, she would make the same choice again. And with that, the chamber fell silent, its shadows holding more danger than the kitchens ever could. After the competition, the cooks returned to the kitchen. Cook gave Ji Young a cushion to sit on and thanked her. Ji Young looked at Cook Maeng and said she was thirsty, but he didn't respond, so she repeated it. He then got her some water and said she was lucky they were all saved. Ji Young teased him and asked if there were any leftovers. Cook Maeng walked out to get some food, and the other cooks laughed before following him out of the room. Left with Gilgaum, Ji Young asked about her head injury. Gilgaum explained that she was attacked on her way back from Sangwon while bringing ingredients. Ji Young, concerned, asked if she saw who did it. Gilgaum said she didn't, but it was Gongil, the jester, who helped her. Later, Yi Heon confronted Consort Kang. He accused her of scheming, of fueling rumors that Ji Young had caused Governor Hong's exile. Kang denied it, twisting the conversation toward Yi Heon's greatest wound, the mysterious death of his mother. His vision blurred, his body weakened, but he refused Kang's comfort. Prince Jessan met privately with his aide. He mentioned the cook who had impressed the Grand Royal Queen Dowager, his curiosity piqued by her talent. They planned to taste her food during the king's upcoming examination. But the discussion soon shifted to darker matters, the hunt for the Salgogi Forest assassin. Jessan learned that director Kim Yang-sun had acted on his own, defying orders to wait. When the assassin slipped away, Jessan's aide vowed to find and kill him within 3 days. Jessan refused, saying there was something more urgent that needed to be done that very night, an assignment involving someone of great importance. As the two parted, it was clear, while the palace savored victory, schemes and danger brewed in the shadows beyond its walls. That evening, Chief Secretary Han visited Ji Young and Gilgum in their chamber, bringing a small box of jewelry as a gift. He praised Ji Young for her success in the competition and told her this was a chance to win His Majesty's favor, urging her to adorn herself with the jewels. Ji Young was startled, quickly denying any special connection with the king. Gilgum tried to support her but fumbled her words, turning the moment awkward. Chief Secretary's tone shifted. He reminded Ji Young that the king had risked much to protect her, implying that her talent alone hadn't secured her place. Before he could explain further, a servant arrived to summon Ji Young to prepare His Majesty's meal. That evening marked Ji Young's first royal meal as the newly appointed chief royal cook, a great honor shadowed by fear. Just as she began her preparations, Eunuch Yoon entered in haste, his voice trembling. He reported that His Majesty had suffered a sudden fit at Jahongwon, Consort Kang's residence. Whispers spread quickly through the kitchen. Eunuch Yoon warned that someone might die serving tonight's food. Though shaken, Ji Young steadied herself. This was her duty. She would not back down. She decided to prepare the pasta she had once imagined, a simple, heartfelt dish inspired by her late father. But when it was presented to the king, Yi Heon's expression darkened. He was furious. Of all things, pasta. He had eaten it earlier that same day. To serve it again felt like mockery. But Ji Young calmly explained that this one was different. The king took a bite, then another. Before long, he had finished the entire plate. The taste was warm and comforting, and his anger quietly melted away. By the time the plate was empty, the king's mood had shifted. He set down his utensils and studied Ji Young closely, curiosity replacing his pride. He began to question her about her past, her family, and the life she had before the palace. Ji Young revealed little, only that her mother had died young. For a fleeting moment, she nearly confessed the truth, that she was not of this time, but stopped herself just in time. Later that night, Yi Heon sat alone in his chamber and opened his journal. He titled the day's entry, Maeng and Eom. And at that very moment, Ji Young's own copy of the book vanished, as if their fates had begun to move in unison, bound across the threads of time. Not long after, the commander of the Urumqi arrived with grim news. Principal drafter Yi Jang-gyun had disappeared. He was meant to meet with the commander that evening, but instead, they found only traces of blood where he was last seen. The report struck Yi Heon like a blow. Rage and disbelief clouded his face. The one man who could have led him closer to the truth about his mother's death was now gone. But the night was not yet over. Burdened by grief and doubt, Yi Heon drowned himself in wine. When Ji Young was summoned to prepare him a midnight snack, she found him collapsed in his chambers. As she leaned closer, Yi Heon reached out, pulled her in, and pressed his lips to hers. The kiss shocked Ji Young, caught between fear, confusion, and something she could not yet name. And so, with the Dowager Queen's heart won, rivals spared, and the king's feelings laid bare, the palace shifts into dangerous new territory. Will Yi Heon remember the kiss when dawn breaks? Can Ji Young survive Consort Kang's growing wrath? And what secrets still lie hidden in the mysterious Maeng rock? The answers await in Episode 5 of Bon Appétit, Your Majesty.